Righty. Good evening, Lionels and Gentlekeys. Tonight is week 3 of a 6-week Swiss rounds for the Zelda Randomizer 2025 Winter Tournament featuring Special K and JP. Joining me tonight is my co-commentator Stan, our wonderful tractor Equations 19, and thanks also to our host SpeedGaming 5 and Smile Fires on the tech, making sure it all goes smoothly.
Good evening. I got my coffee ready. I'm ready to stay up late and excited for a fun race.
Yep, got my Coke Zero here. Should be a fun match. Both runners are 2-0, so whoever takes this one is going to make it into the qualifying 64 runners, and we have started at a couple of Armos. Wow, that is a start.
There's a fun start. Bow on the first screen.
That is going to make it really hard to stay rich when your first weapon is the bow. And our first cave, nothing.
Lionel's already doing work on the overworld.
Well, at least they are not. Actually, we didn't get to see if they rolled up or down. No one's attacking them yet. Shoot. Well, we'll just have to hope our... Oof. Yeah, they are guarding that cave hard. Too bad there's nothing in it. And an Any Roads has already turned up over near the coast.
So
We have a wand.
any roads close to start is always a good thing. Let's hope they take us all over. We're gonna get to see the one connecting road, but already that's a good one, taking you right to the middle of the map.
Hey, it's Vanilla Start. Look at that. Speaking of Any Roads at start. Now, I always forget, and I really oh, we got a secret? Small secret is 5. What are the little helicopter guys called? It is the one monster I will never remember. My brain is just Teflon for their name.
You had to ask. Chat'll tell me.
Chat, save me. P-hat, I like it. I always called them whirligigs. Alright, we're gonna call them P-hats now. And Special K getting his own small secret.
Off to a good start on the money count. Only seen the little secret. Hopefully the mid and large get better.
I mean, that is 5 arrows to start, but both racers have already spent them. Now, with this set of tags, if Lionels are in the overworld, will they also be in the dungeons? Are the monsters shuffled?
They are shuffled, but they will only appear in one of the two. So if they are on the overworld, we will not get them in the dungeons.
Well, that's a relief at least.
Well, yeah, except we haven't seen Wizrobes on the overworld yet, so
Ooh,
we
that's
will
true.
likely get them in the dungeons.
Our racers have a little bit of a fairy pond handshake here, and now they're both checking out the cave nearby. Oh, it is dangerous to go alone.
Almost simultaneous sword pickups.
Now it'll be a bit of a race to see who can get their bombs first.
These Any roads, the way they are, we're probably going to get some good divergence on their routing. Neither one of them stayed over on the East Coast the way I thought that they would, or based off of our starting location.
Question is, I was about to say, it looks like they've already divvied up, but then Special K restarted and started going north. JP's gonna screen wrap. Oh no! Special K just barely couldn't make it into that staircase.
Those are some tough screens. It
There
wouldn't
are
surprise me if at some point they start clearing a few of them out and saving the screen so that there's fewer sword beams shooting at them.
Yeah, especially the ones you gotta walk through a lot more often. Oh, I'm nervous.
We found our arrows right next to start, so as soon as they found some money, it's 77 arrows.
I always get nervous when I find the bait early. You almost never need it, but you almost never see it. And whenever I see it, I'm like, oh god, am I going to need this? The game gave it to me so early. Oof.
Yeah, you need it so infrequently that it's almost it becomes very frustrating when you do in fact need it. Looks like the orange dart guns have rolled down.
Staircase. Ugh. And we have our first dungeon. We have found a level 7. And I am not loving this color screen. What are we gonna call this color? This is like eye crud green.
Yeah, I was gonna call it puke green, but yours is probably a more politically correct way to say it. Olive green in chat. That's a good one.
There we go. There we go. Olives.
JP getting a very nice bomb off to open up that bomb wall and get a bomb drop.
Olives are a very polarizing fruit. You either love them or you hate them. Not a lot of people are indifferent to olives. At least not green ones.
Alright, so JP has found a heart in the staircase. We should probably take this opportunity to explain the flags.
Yeah.
That is likely not the coast heart. So in these flags, the item and the heart within a level can be shifted amongst themselves, but it's not a full heart shuffle. So unless that is the coast heart, there will be an item somewhere on the floor in 7.
And 7 is one of the dungeons with only one item, correct?
That is correct, and it tends to be large, and searching for an item on the floor this early in the game does not sound like a fun time.
No, not at all. Not with just a wooden sword and a couple of hearts to your name. But doing a very good job taking out these little doodle worms here. Cheese puff strands. I might have snacks on the mind. Wow, that was an easy, quick Triforce out of 7. Now, will they go back in, hoping to get lucky on the item, or will they assume all their good karma is spent and move on?
I can imagine, yeah, it would surprise me greatly if we went back into a level 7 this early with that quick of a Triforce.
Now, Special K finding one of the very few dungeons that is even more of a pain in the backside than 7, 8. 8 has been found up on Death Mountain.
The other reason why runners may not be tempted to dig these big levels early, most people watching are aware, but we have a random number of Triforces required to enter level 9. It is possible that we could have as few as 5 Triforces needed, and so until we find level 9, which will tell us how many Triforces we need, runners have been loath to dig these big levels, hoping that they can just find everything they need in the small levels.
So chat, put your guesses in now. We'll play a little bit of a pre-bacon guessing game. How many Doritos is it going to take to get into 9? I'm gonna go with 7. You can never go wrong with a prime number. What do you all think? Special K doing a good job here on the... Give me a second. Nope, Stalkeys is coming to mind, but I don't think that's right.
That's the Patra.
That Patra, I knew that. This is great. I I should, even after I relearn all the monster names, I should just keep this going. I should just be like the senile old granny who's like calling your Nintendo and Xbox and be like, Mom, no.
I'd be more interested to know, yeah, what you just the names you made up for them. Let's just start calling them those things.
Oh my god, I have so many stupid names for these. So, I was born in 85, little old lady here. So, I was a toddler when this thing came out. And I believe we got the Nintendo when I was in preschool. And so I had some really dumb names for these enemies.
I love it.
Uh,
Special K is gonna get the patcher down though. It was
yeah,
good
no.
work. He took his time. Didn't want to lose those sword beams, and then JP is doing an early Death Mountain dig on the other side.
It's a good use for early bombs because you got a lot of checks in a relatively small area.
Ooh, 63 large.
That is not very big, not even enough to grab your arrows off one go.
I don't know if we've seen a medium secret yet. Chat will tell me if I missed it. Otherwise, we've got some low money so far.
Good, there's lots of other fellow adults here in chat. Oh, and here is 6 over on JP's side. Always torn about this color scheme because purple is my favorite color, but the negative space color schemes are always a bit rough on my brain. Ooh, and a map! Guess what, chat? It's time for Name That Shape. I think it looks like a microscope.
And I know you said that you've taken a little bit of a break, but we just saw one of the old men. All of the old men are going to give the same hints. Book, while not an atlas, will give us access to helpful hints. So once we find the book, we will start getting information that will hopefully be useful. They will be true, but maybe perhaps not useful.
I feel like there's a good 50-50 ratio, so like not too high but still pretty solid, of the number of times you get a hint for the items you already have. And 9 times out of 10, the hint will be like, oh, by the way, the bow is in this dungeon. One room after you pick up the bow, and you just want to be like, oh, you don't say. That's crazy.
My favorite is when you get the hint for the location of a level that you are currently in.
Yes, that one. That's, yep.
That was a nice Kananaki there from JP, getting into the neck of this level 6.
That was so smooth I missed it. Oh, and he gets silvers for it. Congratulations.
Wow, and that was a drop as well. Luckily, it was right in that neck, so Special K will be unlikely to miss it when they get it into level 6. But yeah, to get that on the floor in a level 6 is this early is very nice.
And that was just what they needed to get out of that shooting gallery in the next room too.
I believe that chute was blocking the way north, so I think the only way to reach that upper level is through a transport.
All right, so yeah, I forget what the mummies are called. We got Gibdos. Requiring 5 wooden sword swings, so that is not too shabby. And naturally, the very last one you kill gives you the timepiece.
Quick Triforce out of 6 as well. I mean, we're 13 minutes in, and JP's got 2 Triforces. He will not be upset with that.
Special K getting a quick bomb refill off of a Dodongo, and now heading back to the start to explore a different route.
JP making liberal use of those arrows early.
Saving. Yep, nope, that is a good overworld screen to get clean. That will save you a lot of life. For a second, I was wondering if they were going to buy the bait, but I think they just forgot what was in the stair there.
Yeah, or maybe JP might not have made it into that. I, I can't remember. One of them died. It might have been one of them died a couple times on that screen.
Yeah, no, it was. I believe it was Special K who was having trouble getting in there, but they did make it eventually.
All right, we've got 36 as a mid secret. That will make up a little bit for the small, small, and the small, large.
So we're at 536, 536, and 58. I believe it was. Oh my goodness, too many spiders. No, thank you. Wow. And that is one mighty fast Triforce out of 4.
And we
Yep.
might see. No, JP's going to go back in. With this little overworld cleared, it's at least still fairly likely that there will be some sort of a overworld block to get into a level. So I'm a little bit surprised JP isn't going and looking for level 9. Well, maybe now they are.
With silvers being this early, it would be absolutely crazy if 9 wasn't blocked. But I would be real nervous. No ladder yet. I would just assume there's no way I could get through 9 with just this little. This would be the jettiest jet seed ever if that were true. Oh, and poor Special K doing the hokey pokey over in 8. That is a big dungeon to dig out this early. I have mad respect for them. I hope it works out. I hope they find something amazing.
And he did find the Triforce, so he appears to be committed to digging these items out.
We gotta follow that gut feeling. You know, he smells it. He smells a ladder or a power bracelet. We're rooting for you, Special K. I mean, we're rooting for both runners, right?
It could be that, or it could, sometimes you get little, on tilt. You get pretty far into a level and you feel like you're just pot committed at that point or something.
Probably why I don't race. I am the worst about imaginary stubbornness while playing video games. If a roguelite is really kicking my butt, I will stay awake until 4 in the morning going at it over and over again. My family will be like, come to bed, it's getting late. And I will be, I refuse to be defeated! Oh, that is such an unfortunate color scheme for level 4 there. Chocolate Rivers. Willy Wonka's level 4 factory. Yes, that's it. Delicious, delicious hot cocoa.
JP's been in here a while though, not found the map. I'm wondering if there was a room that he couldn't clear. I didn't see a dig dog or anything like that.
I didn't see a block, just the room he died in. Maybe he wants to go back and beat it. Checking for a stair in this one, perhaps.
JP's playing the find the hidden bomb hole. I agree with Mako. I'd be looking for level 9, already having the bow and the Triforce.
You never know. You could get insanely lucky. It could be a super open seed. And the more mapping you do of level 9, of course it always stinks when you get one of those big equalizer 9s where you end up spending like half an hour in there. But chances are, if you are, your opponent probably is too. So it never hurts to get a head start if you can.
Well, not only that, but this level 4 is close to start. If a blocking item becomes necessary, it's super quick and easy to get back over here.
Right. Yeah, that's true. He just wants to check for that stair. Oh, and there is a dig dogger in 8. No doors in that room though, so unless it's guarding a floor item, not a potential block.
No, it was a potential stair item.
Oh, was it? Was there a stair? I I just barely caught out of the corner of my eye. I didn't realize it was a stair room.
Oh
Oh
no!
no!
That is a tough death there. And not a lot you can do about it on half a heart. You just sort of walk into that one.
Yeah, no, that was.
And it's a long walk back up there. I don't know if there's a transport close, but
Oh,
JP also finding the 8. We'll see if he decides to dig as well. Oh,
that
look at that map. Special K has seen a ton of rooms.
the silvers coming into 8 with the silvers though is going to help JP a lot here. And that's another thing. Why digging these big dungeons before you have a lot of offense is tough, because you're going to, on average, spend more seconds per room when your offense is slower. And so you really want to go for that rooms per minute economy early on to maximize your chances of finding those advantages. And JP just got real lucky with those easy silvers, and that's going to make all the rest of his clearing just that much more efficient. They will take the
JP
quick.
finding the Triforce early. That's a good find that quickly. I don't know. We had a comment from Mako in chat. JP's overworld clearance is not very substantial at this point. Has spent the majority of time, and he just keeps finding levels. So don't blame him for that. But yeah, there was no reason to continue to stay in that 8, especially after that quick with Triforce.
Yep. Yeah. No. And we have a quick map in 5. A sock puppet. Does that look like a sock puppet to anyone else?
I'm not any good at that game.
For the longest time, I called the keys in my head. Oh,
that's unfortunate.
A little bit of brunch for Special K, but they'll take it. They'll take it.
I did not see exactly when Special K got in here, but I mean, he's at 10 plus minutes in this level.
Yeah, and honestly, now that they know where the Triforce is and they found one of the items, I probably wouldn't stay to dip the second item. It would haunt me, for sure. I would always be worried that crucial item is the one I gave up on, right? Sunk cost fallacy.
Well, the other issue, we've now seen a couple of a Dig Dogger block and a Goma block that are blocking potential item or staircases. The other thing is, I don't believe they found the floor drop. And so it's possible that there's a heart underneath a stair, and you've got to clear some random room to find the second item.
Getting into a little boomerang match here.
Looks as if we have a ladder block in level 5.
There was just one room above it, but because of the difficulty they had getting up north from the right side, I suspect it's going to be an important stair.
However, with bow and silvers already in hand, we may never have to come back to that level 5, depending on how many Triforces are needed to get in.
That's about as gross as 8 felt. My goodness, look at that map. And they've seen almost fully half of it. Oh! That is a very nice price for the blue candle.
A very good cave, and then an even better price for bombs.
Wow, those are good. We didn't have a ton of money in this seed, so luckily we have some very cheap blueberries.
Although it's a fairly out-of-the-way location to come get bombs, but...
True.
Alright, Special K, looks like they've decided they've had enough. Have Taking that Triforce, got one item, leaving one somewhere unknown. But we'll immediately walk into level 5.
Which I believe is pretty blocked up. I know JP did not spend much time in 5 at all.
Got a high concentration of levels in the northeast.
Oh, we found another bomb shop over on JP. Not really more centrally located than the last, however.
It is close to a any road though, so that one will be much easier to get to should bombs become necessary.
Yeah, looks like we've got a ladder block in 5. Can't get any further north over in the M column, and as they are about to discover on this route, I believe you cannot get to that last room because of another ladder block here. Yep. So, we're gonna have to hope there's nothing too important in 5. Otherwise, we have a ladder blocked seed. Ooh, back into 4. Special K's got a feeling about this 4, I guess. And JP has found 1. I did not catch where that was. Chat, where is level 1?
He was poking around in Death Mountain. I don't know exactly which screen, but I believe he's in West Death Mountain somewhere.
And there's our Wizrobes.
This I believe this is the first dungeon we've seen the Wizrobes in, so if that's true, it's fairly likely they're going to be in 9.
Special K finding his Triforce for 4 and deciding to move on.
It's definitely not the item he wanted. Special K making good use of the banana. Several of these enemies have rolled down.
Oh!
That's a great find for JP.
There it is. Now he knows where 5 is, so he's immediately got something productive he can do with it too.
Well, and the other bonus for him is that we've got Wand on the coast, and your starting location is right next to the coast. So I would anticipate he saves, goes and grabs the wand, and then perhaps heads back to 5. Although, I mean, after he gets the Triforce out of, well, there's another good progression item.
Oh, yep, there we go.
But after he gets the Triforce out of this level 1, he'll have 5 Triforces. It's about time to start really looking for 9 would be my thought.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, oh, and the Triforce, that was quick. Just zipping right through 1. Ladder, tricorder, and a Triforce inside of 4 minutes. That is the way to do it.
That was a good level 1. JP, gonna check the river ladder spots, looks like.
May as well while you're right here. And a little bit of pocket change.
Well, it's enough for 8 bombs.
I've seen 8 bombs make or break. I've seen some pretty dastardly 9s and nowhere to get bombs nearby, and that has cost runners a lot of time. You never know. Ooh, and we have our first toll, and it is 1 bomb or a key. Not the worst toll, but definitely not something you want to be running into in such a segmented dungeon. Look at that 4. Gonna dig up level 9, everybody. Do we think it's out in the open? Do we think it's blocked? I think the what would be the most caster curse thing to wish for? A raft block 9? Ugh. Red keys, gelato.
Yeah, if you're rooting for Special K, I think it's obviously it's a raft or power bracelet block, and then
And finding a
um,
4.
that item is buried somewhere deep in 7 or 8.
Preferably 7. They don't have the Triforce out of 7 yet, so you want it to be somewhere they're likely to go that JP isn't, right? In order for them to make up the most time.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, 7, and then 8. Special K. Special K has cleared the majority of 8, so if they have to go back there, they'll at least be seeing fewer rooms.
But at the same time, that might make them less likely to want to go back because they have less checks to do there. So if it's in 8, that might actually be more, more unlucky for them.
JP's gonna get his wand.
Special K going back. They got a feeling on this 4. What do you think, everyone? Do they know something we don't? They might. Ooh, JP taking an unfortunate death there. Maybe they'll just zoom over to... I was gonna say the wand, but they already have the wand. I'm paying attention. It's fine. It's not almost midnight here. Oh! And Special K has decided to pay the toll to check out that
toll. Yeah. You're 32 minutes into a seed. You got 2 Triforces, but have not found very many items. I mean, the only item they found in a level is the boomerang. So maybe feeling like they need to find an item at any cost here.
Oh no, and they run into a ladder block. Oh well, no, not a ladder block because that's a dead end room with a bomb on the floor. So nothing there. JP finding another nice cheap set of bombs.
Special K is gonna retry out of that room. Retry to get his bomb back. That would have been a potential ladder block, although I don't know if he saw that there was an item in that room there or not.
They are gonna get their arrows. They said enough of this. The boomerang is not cutting it. JP doing some candle checks now.
Yeah, I think JP is on a level 9 hunt, which is exactly what he should be doing.
Don't buy any secrets at the moment. Got plenty left to do on their own first. And Special K.
Yeah, I think Special K forgot that they were ladder blocks.
Seems like they've remembered. Maybe they just, swapped 4 and 5 in their mind since they're neighbors.
Oh.
Oh no, that was 8.
Special K's going back into 8.
Now, why do they... I mean, the arrows will be helpful, but I don't think they're gonna...
Well, there was a
Goma.
a Goma block
Ah,
in a potential stair room.
Yep. Oh, and JP just picked up the fanzine. And found level 2. Hit and continue to grab a couple free hearts at the door and then diving in.
Those appear to be pretty squishy.
Yeah, just one
rich
bomb's
roads.
taking them right out. Oh, those are some pretty beefy pancakes, though. 3 silver arrows. And some very well camouflaged moblins.
Answer a question in chat. Yes. Special K has spent the majority of his time in dungeons and has found, I believe, a candle shop, but I think when they found it, did not have the money.
Yes, they have done some very deep dives into 8 and 4. Unfortunately, have not yet come up with a smoking gun. KP getting the white sword item as a red candle.
Underneath the candle spot.
And finding our 9, and
There we go.
is open at only 5. Oh no, wait, we find out here.
Oh, we need them all.
We need them all. Whoever guessed 8 in chat, congratulations. You did it. It is a full Triforce seed.
So JP knows where 2 and 5 are, so I believe 3 is the only level we're still looking for.
That is our last chance for any solid blocks then. Because we have the ladder. Unless there's... And we have the flute. So there won't be any blocks inside of 9 with either the flute or the ladder. Ooh, what was our door repair? I missed it.
I'm not sure. I wasn't looking at that. I'm trying to look at a map. I mean, to be 40 minutes into a seed, we have surprisingly little overworld coverage. All those levels being up in the northeast. I mean, JP is just now getting into the Deadwoods. I don't believe we've seen the grave area. There's a lot
this is very interesting because while it may feel like JP is so far ahead of Special K, the progress JP had was quite rapid fire. And so when Special K eventually gets around to doing that little corner of the world, they might just catch up very quickly, and JP might make the same decision to deep dive 8 for a long time. Later in the seed, you're more likely to dive those bigger dungeons, looking for whatever it is you're missing. And they really might just be neck and neck here, and we don't even know it yet.
Well, unfortunately, there's not a whole lot left for JP to be deep diving. I mean, if If he clears well, there it is, level
There
3.
it
I was gonna
is.
say if he clears everything and can't find level 3, then maybe. But
Yep,
yeah,
no. If 3 was that would have really been what Special K needed, right? If 3 was in a power bracelet spot and 8 had it, that would have been the saving grace for Special. But now that we know nothing's going to be under a raft or a power bracelet, all
that's
that
okay.
diamond.
Finally finding the second stair, but it is a heart. So unless that's the post heart, unfortunately for Special K, that item is going to be on the floor somewhere.
The Coast Heart shouldn't be in the dungeon though, right?
It is the only heart that gets shuffled in. So the coast was a wand, so that heart that's normally there has to go somewhere, and it can go to either a dungeon or the white sword.
Ooh, okay, so we found our raft. It is in 8 and it is ladder blocked. But we know this is not a raft required seed, so now we just have to hope Special doesn't think it is.
Well, at least they now have the knowledge, so there's, they can get out. We know that there's nothing else for them in level 8, and they can head somewhere else.
And that is an any key in level 3 for JP.
The rich keep getting richer. They, some kind of a key star of level 9 could have also helped Special K, but that is no longer on the table either.
Would you call level 3 a blue color or a purple color?
That is a great question. I would call that like a light purple.
Oh, I think chat got it. Cornflower. That is exactly the color that is. Gold. Oh no, traveling coder over here making trouble. So fan, is this a blue and white level 3 or a black and gold level 3? Oh no. Alright, Special K getting their candle. Probably gonna do some of those candle checks now. What a very interesting level 3 shape. And they found a heart on the floor. So now they are looking for a stair item, I believe. Yes? In 3?
No, the any key was in 3.
That's right, they already found
JP is looking for a Triforce.
That's right. Oh, and, well, or a compass. That'll do too.
Yeah. I believe JP knows where the well, no, they don't know where the Triforce is in 5. We had a ladder block. After getting this Triforce, it's 2 small levels and often 9. So the window seems to be
Closing in.
closing and closing. Yeah.
You never know. I mean, that 9, it can be a trial, right? We know we've got the whiz robes in the dungeons. Orange robes ended up being pretty squishy, but I don't believe we've seen yet quite how tough the blue ones are. But we haven't found any blue rings or red rings, so
We have found a blue ring, but it was 253, I believe. So.
Quite expensive considering the size of our secrets.
Especially when you want to have arrow money.
Ooh, I think these whiz robes have already eaten 3 bombs and lived, so they are... Okay, yep, 4 finishes them off. Oh, and Special K getting hit down on the coast there.
another ladder block Triforce. Best thing that could happen is Special K needs to get to level 1.
Oh, a rupee. I just couldn't tell because the... Okay! Well, go in, steal Dig Dogger's Doritos, and head out.
Alright, JP will head back to 2. Since it's fairly close. Up A, hit 5, and then be on their way to 9.
Okay, doing their best to do these bomb checks here, despite the literal infestation of dark nuts.
Yeah, both of them have taken at least one death down by the coast trying to get past there. Those, unless you're screen scrolling through them, those are tough screens. I don't remember what pushed JP out of here the first time, but he was here and left for some reason.
Little happy little tree. Yeah, I'm not sure why he left either. And Special K about to get their news about 9 as well. Not good news.
Chat telling us that it was for combat reasons.
Ah, okay.
JP ducked out of here, so we'll see. He used his last potion in level 3. But he now knows where the Triforce is, so maybe some of these levels or some of these rooms can be skipped.
Fishing for an item still, interestingly enough. Or is he looking for a stair?
No stair.
Yeah, that would be a stair room.
If I was guessing, he's looking for Red Ring. That's really the only. That's really the only thing that he could be hoping for at this point. I guess maybe a white sword if he doesn't trust his Gan in combat, but JP's been around a while. Get a potion, you should be alright. So, yeah, Red Ring is the play, I think, or what he's hoping for.
You could physically smack an enemy with the wand, and that had a higher strength than the wooden sword.
That's true, but not against Ganon and not against the Wizrobes.
Ah, gotcha. I was gonna say, but not for Ganon then? Now, Special K also into...
Finding the power bracelet, so definitely not what he was hoping for. Yes, the wand will not work against Ganon unless you are playing a swordless.
Ah, okay. Oh, that is... maybe that might be the very room that chased JP out before. That is a very messy room right there. To be doing with no red ring. Special K carefully making their way through, using that red candle.
AP's doing pretty well in this room. I'm a little bit surprised he's not. Now here it comes. He's resetting the room, see if he can get rid of that blue Wizrobe. And he does.
Oh, and that was the Triforce room. Okay, yep. That's going to be a tough one. Special K getting their map.
Yeah, Opno pointing out that level 2 is also ladder blocked. So, unfortunately for Special K, he's just, in addition to the long dig of 8, it's just unfortunately not routing it the correct way.
And you never know. You
Yeah.
never know, you know?
He doesn't know it, but he really needs to find level 1.
Alright. JP coming back to ladder block 5. Going right up to the top of the sock puppet. Ugh. Well, that's not very helpful. No red ring here either. Alright, Special K moving on from 2. Does not want to deal with all that messy combat. Gonna do some more checks.
I guess at this point, red ring is going to be either a 9 or 7.
Well, JP
I guess
getting...
maybe 4. We haven't found the item in 4.
Looks like JP was gonna go north through that room, but it dropped him the compass and saved him a lot of time. He is in go mode. I tend to favor JP's strategy for running seeds, in that I like to just do as many shallow checks as quickly as possible. On the off chance that you get a seed like this, where nothing is too deep, but it will absolutely kill you on the seeds where you leave something behind in a dungeon. That's the risk you take. You know, that's the bet Special K made, and sometimes it really pays out for you, but not always.
Alright, JP filling up. Just topped off his bombs, bought a potion. Gonna buy a second potion.
You know, if you can't find the red ring, sometimes you can just get by on prayers and 2 Pepsis. Chat doing their best to curse JP to a long convoluted 9. Is that a toll in 9? I just missed.
No, that was the
No, that was
infantry.
the
Yeah, we've got blue land molas to the north, red land molas to the right. Not an immediate Zelda.
One of our bosses. Haven't been running into too many of those. A couple of Gomas and a Dig Dogger, but...
Nice compass laying on the floor, so we now know where one of our 2 necessary rooms are.
Ooh, an easy compass in 9. Not something I see very often, and that is a huge help. Could still be behind a pain-in-the-butt stair, though. You never know. Special K, meanwhile, making his way through 3. Has not yet found the any key there. Ooh, but did find a whole bunch of Wizrobes. Goody. Turned right around. Said, nope, nope, nope. That is an awful lot of bunny rabbits. But since JP does not have to look for any items, if they don't want, they just mosey on through. They are listening for the roar. And not much more.
Yeah, it's always interesting. Some people take stairs super early to, you know, try and get to different areas. Other people opt to not take stairs until the game makes them.
The ladder.
I typically am also, unless I'm looking for silvers. Got a roar.
I was gonna say, was that it? Are we?
That was it, and we're pretty close to Zelda as well.
Taking a moment to have themselves a refreshing drink before moving on. They know they're close, they don't want to take any chances. Alright, who wants to... they're just gonna check straight up south. They knew it was close. First try.
Alright, got a nice open room to fight him.
Those 2 hits there. That is such a tough lock to get. They're doing a great job, though.
Yep, Ganon trolling him a little bit.
Oh, 3 hits.
He's gonna find his any key. Yeah, now we get. Oh no!
Oh, that's tough. The adrenaline monkey got him. Whenever you get a really good spree of hits in, right? You get more and more excited every time. You're like 4, 5, 6, and that throws off your timing. It totally ruins your drive. Get a little too excited.
Well, and he used one of his potions, so he'll have 1 left.
Special K using the bomb strats on the room full of Wizrobes. That last one being cheeky, not compliant. There we go. I'm gonna say 3 looks like a Muppet. Definitely getting Gonzo vibes there from the top half of 3.
That's a good call. Alright, here we go. Take 2.
How many stabs of a wooden sword does it take?
Oh, can he hold? Ganon's dancing. Can't hold it.
3 stabs in right now, I think. "15 stabs," chat's telling me. I believe JP was a little over halfway there last time.
He had the stun lock for a while. I bet he was over 10.
He got a good 5 on that stun lock. I think we're getting close now. We're at 5 or 6 stabs on this go through already.
Problem is, he keeps taking a fireball hit every time Ganon works his way over there. There we go.
I only had him at 12. But that was it. We have our bacon. We've got our compass.
I don't know if we've... There it is. I was going to say, I don't know if we've seen the door and which way you had to go through, but it was just 2 rooms over. And to top it all off, Zelda is ladder blocked as well.
Naturally.
So I think, what did we end up with? Probably 5 ladder blocked levels. Crazy.
Yeah, no, that level 1, absolutely important. So congratulations to JP making it in a sub 1 hour.
Yep.
Very
Official
quick.
race time room of 59:17.
So that's 6 rooms total to beat 9. Gosh, it might have been. They were pretty close to each other. Looks like we did have a genuine jet seat on our hands, and JP just managed to find the way.
Yeah.
Good game.
JP saw more than that, obviously, but yes, if you routed that completely perfectly, it could have been somewhere in the neighborhood of 6 or 7.
Yeah, the only thing holding this back from being an absolute absurdly small seed was needing a whole 8 Triforces. Now, I don't remember, chat. Do you remember where level 1 was?
It's up in Death Mountain, above the Forgotten, or somewhere right around above the Forgotten spot. So, Special K has forfeited in the race room, so he's officially thrown in the towel. I think he's continuing to play it out, but we'll see if he joins us or not. But there comes the forfeit. Yeah.
All right, let's bring our runners in here. I can't wait to hear their thoughts. I'm sure they saw very different visions of this seed, and they were both doing so well. So let's hear it for our runners, everybody. Welcome, JP.
GG's.
GG's.
Yeah, GG.
Well, your level 1 and the ladder turned out to be pretty important.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering how that was going to go early, because I'm just going into levels, finding Triforces. I'm like, I already had silvers and everything. I'm like, am I going to just, like, do I need to go find 9 and find like a 5 Triforce 9? And then, of course, again, 9, and it's a full 8.
There was a minute where we were thinking it could be a 40-something minute seed. But we've also got Special K joining us. Special K, GG's.
Thank you, GG JP. Well done.
Thank you.
So, yeah, I mean, I'll let JP talk about it, but there were, a few primary differences. I am sure that you were banging your head trying to find or figure out where the ladder was. You never found level 1. It was in Death Mountain, and that opened up a lot of the seed. And JP found silvers very early in 6 and was just able to mostly go Triforce hunting. So those were... you decided to dig 8 for... unfortunately, for what turned out to be nothing very helpful. And so...
Boomerang was helpful.
Those were the primary differences.
Yeah, once JP finished at an hour, I'm like, okay. Well, as the seed progressed, I was fine with what I did, because last year's tournament, I took the candle as a way to play differently, because that's what chance I had. My chance in this tournament is to commit to things, because I'm not going to outfast very many people. So the only way I can get at things is if I find buried things, I think. So I was committing to 8 because hopefully, very quickly, it was that ladder was going to open up the seat. If the ladder is deep in 8, and I think I could do something there. But the fact that it was 8 Triforces and then the ladder opens it up, that justified what I did. It just didn't work out.
Yeah, no, I was cheering for that Raft Blocked 9 for you. That would have been chef's kiss.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, I was just digging levels early. I mean, we had that instant bow. Then I stumble onto 6 in Death Mountain and get like almost instant silvers. And from there, I'm just clearing dungeons. Like, I keep falling on Triforces, and I'm just like, is this a jet seed? And I mean, I was thinking that until I finally found 9, and it was 8 Triforces, and then I have to go start digging levels that I passed up. But
I mean,
Yeah.
like the one thing I will say I kind of maybe shouldn't have done is dig 2 as much as I did, because I was kind of feeling a little iffy. I'm like, I'd like to have a red ring, a white sword. This 2's not that big. Maybe I can just stumble on an item and that'll help me. And I did stumble on it, but it didn't help me.
If
Yeah,
one
we
of the
were
any roads,
guessing. Oh, sorry. We were guessing red ring. At that point, you only needed Triforces, and I think you had the compass even, and kept checking rooms. So it was red. We figured it was red ring on your mind.
Red ring or white sword, even. I mean, you saw my Ganon. Like, if I had a white sword, that'd have been so much nicer.
if one of the any roads took me up to Death Mountain, I would have started bombing up there, but I never got up and over there. So obviously, that's after I finished the Dead Woods. That was my next stop because I didn't have recorder, I didn't have power bracelet, so I had to go to accessible things. So Death
yeah,
Mountain was coming in short order. So
that was the RNG decider for this one. Is Death Mountain ended up just being packed full of dungeons and items, and it was just luck of the draw. You know, if your routing took you through it, it ended up giving you a bunch of that time back. And like I was saying during the broadcast, you never know, right? You never know if it's that deep dive in those horrible dungeons like 8. If you had found something crucial there, and JP didn't go back until they couldn't get through a block in 9, you guys could have been neck and neck the whole time, and we never would have known. You know, those calls can be like the clutch. You never know which one you're gonna get.
Yeah.
Well,
I think for me, I was doing some of the open caves on Death Mountain because I was just looking for Candle. I stumble on 7. I'm like, okay, I'll do 7, and I come out of 7 with a good pack of bombs. I'm like, okay, I can at least go do West Death Mountain now, and that's when I find 6, find silvers. Yeah, it goes from there.
Well, and the levels were concentrated, right? I mean, you had a bunch of them in the Northeast. You had those in the North or in Death Mountain, and so uh, we had a very surprisingly very little overworld coverage for. I mean, when JP started looking for 9, we still had just huge swaths of areas to check because both of you had spent the majority of time in dungeons.
Yeah, they were pretty concentrated. Yeah, like 3, 7, or 7, 6, and 1 were in a good area. 2, 3 were together. 4, 5, and 8 were all together.
4, 5, and 8 were clustered.
My goodness, thank you so much for an excellent race, guys. That seed just ate up all the good luck seed karma for a while. I pity whoever races the next rolled seed, honestly.
I feel like I've used up all my Swiss good luck. I did not expect to be at this point of this. Like, I expected to be in week 5, 6 fighting for a bracket spot, and I've already got it.
Yeah, no, congratulations on that. You will be one of the 60 racers with the 3-0. Or better, getting into that first bracket. Special K, not completely down and out yet. There will be a few racers that go 2 and 4 that will still get in. So very good luck on your next race. We hope we still get to see you in the brackets.
Yeah, the 2-0 is the surprising part for me. So this is more how I expect races to go. Which, no complaints. This was fun regardless. Well done, JP. You put in a lot of work, and it's very noticeable, and you're doing great. GG's, and good luck the rest of the way, sir.
Yeah, good luck to you, too. I hope you get some more good work in yourself, and love to see you in the bracket. You just need one more win, and you can get it.
Absolutely. Well, any final thoughts for me, the racer?
Just thanks for staying up a little late, and thanks for the restream and tracking and commentary.
Thank you, John, Magpie, and Equations for the commentary and tracking at SpeedGaming. Appreciate it.
Yes, and thank you very much, Smiles, for running the tech behind the scene, helping us out, making sure everything goes smoothly.
All right. Well, GG's to both runners, and Magpie, this was fun. Let's do it again sometime.
Yeah, no, this was awesome. Of course, this is our last race for the evening now. We're all going to head off and hopefully get a little bit of shut-eye or stay up until the wee hours of the morning practicing races like you do. We'll be picking it up early tomorrow. If I'm not mistaken, there are some very early races coming up. Let me check. Yes, we have a 7 a.m. race tomorrow. I don't know yet if we're going to be able to get that on Twitch, but everyone wish our runners luck, and hopefully, if not, we will see you tomorrow evening with more excellent races. Have a great night.